guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Delaney. Today's video is going to be a part 2 to my 2025 trends video that I posted a few weeks ago. I asked you guys if you wanted to see a part 2 or 3 and you said yes. So I decided for this one to make everything more focused on beauty trends. So the first one was fashion trends. You can watch that video on my channel still. And today we're going to be going over beauty trends. So that's going to be hair, nails, a little bit of skincare, makeup, all of those types of things. And I'm really excited to share them with you guys. For these videos, I like to do research on all kinds of different places, definitely social media platforms, so what I'm seeing on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Pinterest mostly. And then I also like to read into articles on Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, Cosmopolitan, pretty much anything like that. And lastly, where I kind of draw information for this from is just what I'm seeing in everyday life, and kind of like buzzwords or things I'm repetitively seeing definitely indicates to me that it's trending. Also, something that I like to preface in these videos, obviously nobody has to follow trends. There is no law about following trends. If you like a trend, if you're inspired by it, if you like learning about trends, if you like incorporating trends, more power to you. If you want to forget trends and not know anything about them, that is totally fine too. This is obviously probably not the video for you, but there is no reason that anyone has to follow trends. Another thing to keep in mind is fashion, beauty, all of these kind of societal things are very cyclical. So a lot of trends are not necessarily things that have never been done before. It doesn't mean that it's like new or just been invented. It just means that it's trending. It means that it's popular right now. It means that it's happening a lot. And it also can mean things like we're gonna see these trends a lot on runways or in campaigns for designers or clothing brands or with product rollouts for makeup companies, etc. It just means that we're going to be seeing it a lot. So now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about the actual trends. Okay, the first category that I'm going to touch on with you guys is makeup trends for 2025. And one thing that I read about a lot, and I feel like I've also been seeing it a lot on social media, is more of this bombshell type makeup, which kind of just means full glam. I feel like for a couple of years there, it was really all about clean girl makeup and more minimal, just kind of like skincare focused, very natural looking makeup, and I love that. It's honestly stunning, and it was a really fun thing to like learn more about, improve my techniques on, and everything. And again, just because more bombshell full glam makeup is going to be trending doesn't mean that it's like out to wear clean girl makeup or natural makeup. It just means that we are literally going to be seeing more of this full glam makeup, which I'm really excited about because I think it's fun. I love watching others create these types of looks. I love seeing the artistry and the talent and the skill that comes with this type of makeup. I also love to like play around with it myself. So it's just gonna be happening. We're gonna be seeing more of this full glam, which I'm excited for. Okay, the next trend that we're gonna see a lot in makeup is thinner brows, and more specifically moving away from the feathered brows and the soap brows trend that was huge for a couple of years. And again, this doesn't mean that it's like out or nobody's gonna have this type of brow. It's just that we are going to be seeing more of the thinner brow and less of that like bushy soap brow, feather brow aesthetic. I honestly like both, and I'm down with both, but it happens to be that thinner brows will start to be trending. I also think that this could correlate a little bit with bleached brows. I personally love bleached brows. I think that they are so fabulous and interesting and cool and sexy and edgy and artistic. I love them so much. One day I may bleach my own brows. Stay tuned. But I think that this like thinner brow just kind of leans more into that like edgy sort of style that could definitely be in correlation with a bleached brow. So I think we're gonna be seeing more of that, and it's just this kind of like 90s edgy aesthetic with a thin brow. But also brows are such a personal thing, and it really just matters like what you feel good with and what works for your face in your opinion. So again, like I'm saying, this isn't, everybody has to go have thin brows, but we're gonna see it more. If you want to dabble. If you don't. Okay, the next one, it kind of goes in line with the full glam looks and everything, but I just read about it on a few different articles, and it's this like multi-dimensional holographic eyeshadow looks, and this is so fun. It is very 80s, I would say, and again, it goes away from that clean girl minimal natural makeup. It goes way more into this like glam experimental fun makeup, so I think that that's gonna be really cool to see. Someone that they mentioned in one of the articles I was reading was Chappell Roan, and this is just kind of like her signature style and look, and she's a huge mega star, so I feel like that has a lot of influence on this, and just this sort of, even like Sabrina Carpenter, I feel like kind of channels this more full glam obviously, and could even go into this more like glittery, shimmery, holographic, I think they were saying like 4D, 3D, just this like really fun shimmery eyeshadow looks. I personally am actually not a huge eyeshadow girl. I'd actually say that is my least favorite category of makeup, so who knows how much I will actually participate in this trend, but I'm really excited to see it like on runways, on celebrities, on musicians, on social media, how people do it, and like I'll see about dabbling myself, but I'm not a huge eyeshadow girly, but I think it's gonna be great to see. The next category in beauty that we're gonna talk about is hair. Okay, one trend that I'm really excited to see in the hair category is the return of the side part. If you guys aren't privy to the sort of online dialogue around the side part and the middle part, it has been said that Gen Z is against the side part. They think it's super chuggy, and they're all about the middle part. I personally love both. Like, I think a middle part always looks really good. I normally mostly have my hair in a middle part, but I love a side part as well. I always have, I always will. I don't care if it's chuggy, I don't care, whatever. But it's supposed to be trending this year, which I'm really excited for because the side part deserves love. Probably the best thing about a side part is the fact that it can give a lot of volume. So if my hair is ever in like a curly, like bombshell, waves, anything like that, I love to flip it to one side and a side part because it just gives this really nice volume. And it's also like an old Hollywood glam look. I even like a side part slick for a really chic kind of dressed up look. So I'm very excited to see it return. I will definitely be participating. Okay, the next trend that we're gonna see a lot of, again, on runways, in print, in media, all these types of things, is the bombshell blowout volume face framing layers, this like 90s haircut, hairstyle, also 80s with the volume. And again, obviously this isn't something that has just been invented or it's just coming on the scene in 2025 or anything, but it just means that we are going to be seeing it a lot and it's going to be trending. So I love this because I love a good blowout. I will say a blowout really only works for me if I'm in a dry climate. If I am anywhere with some moisture in the air, the blowout is going to leave as soon as I leave the house. But I'm here for the volume. I just got a new haircut with face framing layers, like tons of layers actually, which I think totally ties into this. And I'm hoping that this trend carries over to the Victoria's Secret team because, again, if you guys know about the sort of conversation online about this past Victoria's Secret fashion show, they had all these like slicked back ponytails and everything, and everyone was like, what is this? We want the bombshell blowout, the big voluminous hair, everything. So I'm hoping that they get the memo because this is gonna be trending, it's gonna be huge, and I'm excited to see it everywhere. Okay, and then the last kind of like haircut hairstyle trend I'm going to talk about is what they're calling Birkin bangs. So these are fashioned after Jane Birkin, and I have seen these so much on social media, in just media in general. I can't remember the name of the movie, but on a plane recently, I watched that movie with Anne Hathaway where she's like dating the younger guy from the band, and she has like Birkin bangs in that, I would say, and they're so cute and so becoming on her. I honestly think that this like Birkin bang trend looks so good on brunettes specifically, and it definitely goes away from that like full glam makeup and everything. I think this suits that more natural makeup aesthetic with like freckles and just kind of like a flushed cheek and a sort of like matte blurred out lip or something like that vibe with these bangs is so perfect. It's kind of indie, maybe like Isabel Marant girl aesthetic goes with this. I don't know. I personally do not think I will be dabbling with the Birkin bangs at all. I don't think it's for me, but I've seen it on others and I love it. So here it is. Okay, and then I wanted to touch on hair color trends as well. I feel like this is a really hard one to predict. There is obviously just so many hair colors, and I think like all of them are beautiful, but there is a little bit of trends that I read into and that I feel like I can see happening. And in general, I would say it is just more towards like natural hair colors. So this old money blonde that I've seen a lot, I get like a lot of blonde color information because I am a blonde and I like to research that and like see what's happening with that and everything. So I think this old money blonde or whatever, which is just this more natural kind of muted golden blonde, has been trending for a little while and will continue to do so, and it is a lot more natural looking than like a platinum blonde. And I myself love a super dimensional look with a like variation in color and contrast, but I do think that that is going to become like less popular. It already has been, and I think that will continue to trend in 2025. I'm not sure how far into the natural hair color I'll go because I just love contrast, but I think that is what we're gonna be seeing a lot of. Even like the blonde trend, just this like kind of dirty blonde, which is a lot of girls' natural hair color, including myself, is like going in that direction, which is very interesting. And then for like brunettes, what I read about was a lot of like reds and mahoganies, so these like warm tones, rich hues and colors, which I think is so beautiful. Hair color is tricky because I feel like there's just so many of them and they all look beautiful. So it's not a huge like, oh, this is absolutely going to be trending category in my opinion, but I do think it will just be like more natural colors. Okay, the next category that we're going to talk about is nails. I love nails so much and I think it's so fun to research like color trends and design trends for nails. So the first little category I'm going to tap into this is colors. I actually have a video that I'm posting on Instagram and TikTok that's just all about colors that I've researched for nails, so it's a little bit more in depth on that. One thing that I came across in so many articles for nail colors was Tiffany blue, which at first I was like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't really like the color teal. I'm not feeling it. I'm not really down for it. But then I saw this like Gucci Tiffany blue color and I was like, wait, that looks so nice. And then I found a really good match for that with D&D and I'm like, I could actually get down with that. In the spring and summer, I see how this is gonna be cool. So that's one. And then they were calling it ocean blue, which is basically just like these true deep like royal blues. I love that for a nail color. I've had that before and it looks so good with everything. Again, I think that's a fantastic summer nail color, and I also think that it would be really fun in the fall. Greens are also going to be trending, so like bright and vibrant greens, these kind of like, they're a little bit minty, but they're also just like a true, I'll put some like pictures up. And then like pastel bright greens, I love those. Olive green, I've seen like olive nails all over Pinterest, so I have a little olive nail right now. I think that's so cute. Soap nails is gonna be a big trend, which is basically just your nails but better. These are like sheer nude pink colors and that looks fantastic, honestly, with everything. I love that kind of nail. Light pink in general, I talked about in my fashion trends video, is a huge color for 2025 and light pink nails are a classic. Like, you cannot go wrong with light pink nails. Lilac is also gonna be really big. I have not had lilac nails in so long, but then when I was like researching it and swatching, I was like, this is everything. I need to get these in the spring. A true red will always be trending, I think, for nails. And then like a deep cherry red is also going to be trending again for nails, I think, in the fall and winter. And then as far as nail designs go, I kind of touched on like the soap trend, which is kind of like a nail design. But one thing that I just wanted to state for 2025 for nails that I think is happening is the return of nail art. So I think that this has somewhat to do with like my personal experience because in 2024 I was getting married, so I had plain nails so often because it just made sense for bridal things to have like safe, clean, girly nails. and I used to do designs all the time, so I definitely felt a shift because of my wedding, but I also in general felt that there was a shift the past couple of years that we were all just getting solid nails. We were kind of over the crazy designs, all the nails being different and all this chaos, and we were like, we just want plain nails. Like that was the trend in my opinion for a few years. I've even talked to like my nail techs about it and they have a similar experience. I think that going into 2025, I don't know if it's because I'm like breaking out of bridal jail and I'm like, I can do whatever I want to my nails now, or if it really is like a trend that's happening, but I think that nail art and these like more fun, artistic, out there nails are going to be big again. So like right now I'll put a picture up, but I have a different design on every nail right now. We're getting funky, we're having fun, and I think that's gonna be a big thing again in 2025, but also there's a lot of like plain nails, like the soap nails that will be trending. So if you're not a crazy nail girl, you have either choice. Okay, next is just like a little trend about perfume that I was reading up on. I am a huge fragrance girly. I love perfume. It is like one of my passions. Something that I was reading up about on perfume is like in general, it's with like there's perfume TikTok and perfume influencers and perfume YouTube videos and everything. It's a huge category and it definitely has like a movement happening around it. I feel like I've seen a lot more. Maybe I was just living under a rock. Like I've always loved perfume, but I've seen a lot more content about it is what I'm saying. And a few of the things that they're talking about trending in perfume is layering scents, which I love to do. I think that this is so fun. It's like makeup. Like I love to layer a lipstick. I love to layer a perfume. You make everything custom and just have fun with it. So adding scents on top of each other, mixing and matching, and kind of like customizing it, which is so fun. Another thing that I also personally love to do that they talked about is occasion scents. So for example, our wedding, Clayton and I both picked out a scent that was specific to that wedding. To our wedding, we wore it for that whole weekend, and it's very sentimental and has, you know, I associate every memory with a scent pretty much. So then when you wear that scent, it brings you right back to that memory. So this is a huge trend. I think that it's such a lovely concept. And if you're into scents, this is like such a cool thing to do with them. And then the last sort of trend that they touched on with this is smaller sizes of perfume, which I think ties back into both of those other trends, which is layering and occasion wearing, because these smaller, more affordable sizes of the perfume allow you to utilize them in a different way, if that makes sense. Okay, and then the last trend that we're going to talk about for the beauty trends is skincare. And just one thing that I wanted to touch on this that I've seen so much and I read about as well, and that is milky toners. So you guys obviously have probably seen the Rhode Glazing Milk, which fits into this category. And if you've never tried like a milky toner, it's basically a hybrid between a traditional serum texture, which is more liquidy, and then a serum, which is a little bit more milky and thicker. So these are such great skincare products because it's super hydrating, but it's also lightweight. Like it blends perfectly with makeup. If you guys have seen the trend of like the makeup stick with the Rhode Glazing Milk, and it lays really beautifully under makeup, and they're just all the rage. So this is a huge K-beauty trend, and it's kind of been like more popularized here in the US in the past year or so, and it's huge here as well. And like the Ilia one is a really popular one, the Rhode, I'm trying to think of any others that I've seen a lot of, but it's a great skincare like category to incorporate into your routine and or your makeup routine, I would say. Okay, and that is everything for today's video. I hope that this was fun for you guys. I personally love being kind of like tapped in and just learning about trends like this, and it helps me feel inspired and also just excited about certain things. So I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Let me know what other videos you want to see coming up, and as always, I appreciate you guys watching so much, and I'll see you next time.